What's going on, guys? Apathettic here, and today we are going to be discussing how to best prepare for Destiny 2 on PC and the steps you're going to need to take so that when it finally releases, you don't have to feel like you've lost all your aim that you had on the console version, and also be giving recommendations on certain items which I think will help ease the transition, and I'll make sure I will link all those in the description below. So for a lot of people, mouse and keyboard is intimidating, myself included. I, like a lot of you, have spent 10 plus years with a controller in my hand, and just the thought of playing mouse and keyboard stresses me out. A long time ago when I was younger, I tried to play Counter-Strike, and I was terrible. I could not play Counter-Strike. I could not use a mouse and keyboard. My fingers always got misplaced on the keys. It was just a mess. But with the PC version of Destiny 2 and uncapped frame rates and a host of other features it has to offer, I've become determined to adapt and learn how to use my mouse and keyboard. And so I'm going to share with you guys what I've done to kind of help myself do that. So starting with the mouse and keyboard. Now, the type of mouse and keyboard you have will make a big difference in how easily you will be able to adjust to playing an FPS on PC. So what I like to start with is the mouse, because the type of mouse you have is way more important than the type of keyboard you have. So you guys are going to start with a mouse with a higher DPI, or what that stands for is dots per inch, which basically means the mouse is more sensitive to your movements. So almost think it like a higher sensitivity on console, but on PC you can really adjust and fine tune it so you can get just where you want it, so you can make your aim on PC that much more accurate. Now, some good gaming mouses I recommend are the Razer Death Adder, any of the Logitech gaming mouses really, and the Corsair Gaming M65 Pro. The one I personally use is the Razer Death Adder, and I love it. It's a very light mouse, very smooth when you're aiming it around, and it has a lot of, it's not like super customizable, but I love being able to adjust the DPI, and it's just the one I've kind of come comfortable with. So if you're looking to do a new mouse, the most important thing is that it fits your hand and it feels comfortable for you. So while the Razer Death Adder is great for me in my hand, you might have a bigger hand, smaller hand than I do. So just keep that in mind. You guys are checking out mouses, but I feel like this mouse for me has truly made me more accurate in FPSs I've played on my PC, and it's allowed me to get the feeling on there just right. Moving on to the keyboard you use. Now, this is when it comes to a gaming PC is probably the least important aspect. Typically, with a keyboard, you aren't going to provide any kind of advantage in any FPS. It's going to be more about look and feel. So some keyboards look nicer and have some other nice features, such as like media keys and macros and things like that, and others a little bit more straightforward. But also paying attention to reviews, because some keyboards are much louder than others, and I can get into all the different types of switches that keyboards have, but that's not the video for this. But just keep in mind, some keyboards have very loud keys. If that's not for you, I would keep that in mind as you're looking around. But for some keyboards that I recommend are the Corsair Strafe mechanical keyboard or the Razer Blackbird or Chroma if your budget is an issue. I think they're both going to give you pretty similar performance. It's just one is a lot nicer looking and has RGB, and one might have only red or something like that. So again, mostly look and feel, not going to make a huge difference in your performance. Now we've talked about hardware that can help ease the transition to PC from console. Now let's talk about how do we practice. So what you're going to want to do is find a good FPS PC game that you can practice so you can begin retraining your muscle memory to begin adapting to keyboard and mouse. And this is important because you're going to be playing Destiny, right? So Destiny has abilities, grenades, all these different kind of things going on. So you want to pick a game that's going to really test how often you're going to have to use your keys on your hand, and not making sure it's just using the same, just movement keys or something like that. It's not too bare bones. And what I've been using to kind of begin retraining my muscle memory is Overwatch. Overwatch is a great FPS that can be fast-paced and really help you learn how to track a target using a keyboard and mouse, along with getting used to hand placement on the keyboard and getting quick at using different abilities. So having to press your shift key or Q to use your alt, things like that are going to really help you when it comes to a game like Destiny, because that's going to tie into sprinting or using your super. Things you're going to have to get used to and get comfortable with your hand placement on the keyboard so you're not pressing the wrong keys. Now, if you're looking for something a little less competitive, Doom is another good option to kind of get your practice in. You can do something similar in Overwatch. You can just practice against AIs, but again, I'd like to do the competitive aspect because one, it's kind of fun, and two, it's kind of like a real world feel and really forces me to react quickly. And I feel like for me, trial by fire is kind of the best way for me to learn. So I hope these tips I've given you have helped you guys thinking about switching from console to PC, made that transition a little bit easier. So just make sure you keep tweaking your settings, so your DPI, things like that, so you can get your feeling on the mouse just right. And be patient. It's taken me, I'm still learning, I'm practicing Overwatch right now to kind of prepare for Destiny 2. And it's been tough. And I'm not switching off a console completely, I'm going to get both. But practicing on PC has been not the easiest, but as I've been patient, it's gotten a little bit better. And it's a very gratifying experience. So just remember, no one goes from console to keyboard and mouse overnight. But that's all I got for the video today, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.